I'm going to show you the best software for your home service business in 2026. Throughout this channel, I've covered tons of different softwares to manage your home service business. And out of all the FSM softwares I've covered, there is only one solution that can do everything in one app for an affordable price. And that is what we're covering in this video. Choosing business management software for your home service business is one of the biggest decisions that you will make for your business because it's really the central nervous system of your entire operation. Everything runs through your CRM, your estimates, your invoices, your schedule, your team, your customers, your payments, your communication, your marketing. If you get this decision wrong, you will feel it every single day. And if you get it right, your business runs smoother than you ever thought it could. So in this video, I'm going to give you the full breakdown of why I believe QuoteIQ is the best CRM for contractors in 2026. And I'm not just going to list off features for you. I'm going to explain why those features matter, how they compare to what's already available on different platforms, and what makes QuoteIQ fundamentally different from every other field service management software on the market. And to give this video some structure, I'm going to break it down into 5 categories. I think these are the 5 most important categories when evaluating a CRM for your home service business, and we're going to walk through every single one of those. So the first bucket is core functionality and features. This is the foundation. What can the CRM actually do for your business day to day? We're going to cover the estimates and invoicing system, the scheduling and the calendar, job documentation, and how QuoteIQ compares to tools like Company Cam, ResponsiBid, property measurements, review automations, and 2 features called InstaQuote and InstaSchedule that honestly might be the reason you switch to QuoteIQ by the end of this video. We're also going to cover the built-in business phone system, automation campaigns, mass messaging, and the new client portal. This section is going to be thorough because these are tools that you're going to use every single day. The second bucket is scalability. This is what happens when your business grows. And this is where most CRM platforms start to fall apart because they either don't have the tools that you need to manage your team, or they charge you so much per user that growing your business actually costs more in software costs. We're going to look at QuoteIQ's employee management system, GPS tracking, time tracking, automated labor cost calculations, job costing so you know your actual profit on every single job, inventory management, sales pipelines, route optimization, and we're going to look at the way that QuoteIQ handles user scaling compared to competitors that charge $29, $35, even up to $50 per extra user per month. The third bucket is AI, and honestly, this might be the most important section of this entire video, because in 2026, if your field service management software doesn't have AI, you're already behind your competition. QuoteIQ has the most comprehensive set of AI tools that I've ever seen in any CRM for home service businesses. We're going to go through AI Autopilot, which is like having ChatGPT connected directly to your business. We're also going to look at the AI estimator that generates quotes from photos, the before and after image generator, the AI text generator, and the AI virtual call team that can answer your phone calls 24/7 and can even make outbound marketing calls. And also the AI website builder. These aren't add-ons, these aren't expensive upgrades, they're just included inside of QuoteIQ. So the fourth bucket is the one that everyone wants to hear about, and it's the value. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you specific pricing because prices can change, and I want this video to be accurate no matter when you watch it. Instead, what I'm gonna do is break down every feature that QuoteIQ includes that on any other platform you would need to buy a separate app or integration for. We're gonna add up what all those integrations actually cost, and then you can take that number and add it on top of whatever CRM subscription you're currently paying or considering. That way you can see what your actual true monthly cost would be. Then you can go look at QuoteIQ's pricing page and compare. I think the difference is really going to speak for itself. And the fifth bucket up is support and differentiators. Who built the software, why they built it, and what their philosophy is on pricing and customer relationships. And why those actually matter when you're choosing business management software for your contracting business. So that's the roadmap, 5 buckets, and by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what QuoteIQ offers, how it compares to the competition, and whether it's the right fit for your business. So whether you're shopping for your first CRM, comparing field service management software, or you've been using something else and you're thinking about making a switch, let's get into this video. But first, for anyone who's never heard of it, QuoteIQ is an all-in-one field service management CRM built by contractors for contractors. It can handle quoting, scheduling, invoicing, payments, customer communication, employee management, job documentation, and it includes AI-powered tools all in one single platform. It works on iPhone, it works on Android, and it works on web. It serves over 100 home service industries, and it has 4.7 star ratings across 4,000 reviews on the App Store and Google Play. That's QuoteIQ. Now, let's start with the bucket number 1, the core features. Starting with the foundation, the core tools that every CRM for contractors needs to have. And then I'm going to show you where QuoteIQ goes way beyond what the other platforms offer. So first up is estimating and invoicing. Every single CRM can send a quote and invoice. That is the basics, but how it handles estimating is where this thing really starts to separate. QuoteIQ's estimating system lets you build detailed estimates with full line item breakdowns, including materials, sub-items, and labor. Your customers see exactly what they're paying for. You can attach images directly to your services and your invoices, which is huge for clarity. If a customer can see a photo of the area you're quoting right there on the estimate, they understand the scope immediately and are probably way more likely to accept that quote. There is a draft mode for estimates, so you can start building an estimate and save it before you finalize and send it. You can apply markup tools across all of your line items at once instead of editing them one by one, and the PDFs that QuoteIQ generates are clean and professional. Item breakdowns, material summaries, everything organized properly. Your estimates are going to look like a legitimate, established business put them together. You can also collect electronic signatures on both estimates and invoices. Your customers get the estimate, they review it, and then they sign it digitally. Then you get notified, and it's timestamped and stored permanently inside of QuoteIQ. No more expensive DocuSign subscriptions, it's just built into QuoteIQ. QuoteIQ also includes instant payouts, so when a customer pays, your funds hit your account within minutes, not days. And tip collection is built into the checkout process, which your employees and your crews are going to love. Now let's talk about QuoteIQ's scheduling and calendar. Your calendar is where your entire operation lives, and QuoteIQ's scheduling system is really impressive. You've got multiple calendar views, day, week, month, and employee timeline view, so you can see every team member's workload at a glance. Everything is color-coded by job status, so you can visually tell what's scheduled, what's in progress, and what's done. Drag and drop rescheduling lets you move jobs around instantly when things change, and when a job is marked complete, it gets a green border and a done badge right on the calendar, so you can see your team's progress throughout the day without opening a single job. QuoteIQ also supports multi-day jobs. If a project runs Monday through Wednesday, it shows as one of those continuous events across those days. There's a schedule later option, so you can create a job with all the details but no date yet and slot it in when you're ready. And recurring jobs are fully customizable, monthly, quarterly, annually, whatever your business needs. Now, this next one is where QuoteIQ really starts pulling away from the competition, and that is job documentation. Every CRM says they handle job documentation, but most of them either give you something extremely basic or they tell you to integrate with CompanyCam, which is a completely separate subscription and pretty expensive. CompanyCam costs anywhere from $99 to over $200 a month, depending on your team size. Jobber doesn't have any built-in video or photo documentation. They integrate with CompanyCam. Housecall Pro does the same thing too. So on top of your CRM subscription, you're paying for another app just to document your jobs properly, and you have to switch between the platforms. It's just a whole mess. QuoteIQ has a feature called QuoteIQ Cam, and it is a full documentation suite built directly inside of the app. You have photo and video capture organized by job and customer, inspection forms for pre-job check-ins and property assessments, job reports where you can attach photos, videos, and notes, a before and after photo editor that lets you take a before photo and overlay it on the after shot so you can line up the angles perfectly for marketing materials and client updates. I love that feature. There's even a built-in photo annotation tool so you can mark up images with text, arrows, and notes. That is a full photo editor built into QuoteIQ. QuoteIQ Cam also includes customer-facing photo galleries and shareable job links. You can share a gallery of your documented work directly with your customer. They see every photo, every note, every inspection. That level of transparency builds trust and closes more jobs. No CompanyCam subscription needed, no integration to set it up, it's just included in QuoteIQ. So next up is Map Measure Pro, which is a satellite-based property measurement tool built into QuoteIQ. You can measure square footage, perimeter, linear foot, all from aerial imagery directly from your phone or computer before you ever have to visit the property. For trades that price by square footage, pressure washing, painting, landscaping, roofing, this saves hours every single week. If you're looking for the best CRM for pressure washing or the best CRM for roofing, Map Measure Pro alone is the reason to switch. And you can screenshot those satellite measurements and then attach them directly to your estimates as a visual proof of scope and dimensions. The customer sees the aerial image with the measurements marked out right there on the quote. That is a level of professionalism most contractors are not offering. Okay, let's talk reviews. Your online reviews are everything in 2026. More 5-star Google reviews means you have better local SEO, more trust, and more customers finding your business. The standalone option for automated review request is something like Nice Job, which runs at about $75 a month. QuoteIQ has a built-in feature called the Review Multiplier. When a customer pays their invoice, they automatically are taken to your review page, Google, Facebook, Yelp, whatever you send them. It happens the moment the customer pays, when the experience is the freshest. Response rates are 3 to 5 times higher than sending a review request manually a few days later. It tracks conversion rates, you can do mass review blast, and it's included, not an add-on. All right, now let's talk about the InstaQuote and InstaSchedule features, because these two features are honestly the reason I use QuoteIQ. If there's anything anything to take away from this video, it's this. InstaQuote is a game changer. InstaQuote and QuoteIQ is a customer self-quoting form. You put a link on your website, a customer clicks it, they choose the services they want, they go through a few questions, and they see the price based on your preset pricing. They can approve the estimate right there. Your customers are quoting themselves at 2 in the morning on a Sunday while you're sleeping. For a lawn care business, this is massive. Customers select mowing, edging, leaf removal, whatever services they offer. They see the price and they book themselves. If you're a lawn care business owner looking for the best CRM for lawn care, InstaQuote and InstaSchedule might be the most important features that you'll ever use. And here's the most beautiful part. Customers upsell themselves. They're going through your service list, they see the options they didn't even know you offered, and they keep adding services. It's now not just a lead capture form, it's a lead capture with built-in upselling. So that's InstaQuote, and then there's InstaSchedule. InstaSchedule pairs directly with InstaQuote. After a customer gets their quote and approves it, InstaSchedule lets them book their own appointment based on your real-time availability. They see your open availability slots, they pick the one that's best for them, and the job appears on your calendar and you get notified. There's no more back and forth, no more phone tag, no more what time works best for you text, it's just done. So the closest standalone competitor to these two features is Responsibid. Responsibid charges over $800 just for an upfront setup fee, and then it's $200 plus per month just for the subscription. So you're over $1,000 in before you finish month one, and you're managing two separate platforms. QuoteIQ includes InstaQuote and InstaSchedule natively, same functionality, one platform, all built in. Now we're gonna go over the communication tools. QuoteIQ has a feature called Client Hub, which is your built-in business phone system. You get a dedicated business phone number and two-way SMS texting. It works on your phone, tablet, computer, anywhere you are. Every conversation is saved to your customer profile. The most recent QuoteIQ update added call routing and forwarding, which is great for teams, but the standalone equivalent is something like Open Phone at about $165 a month for 5 users. QuoteIQ includes Client Hub in its subscription. For follow-ups, QuoteIQ has automation campaigns, automated messages sequences triggered by customer actions, estimate sent but no response, automatic follow-up, invoice paid, automatic thank you and review request, customer hasn't booked in 6 months, re-engagement sequence. Every single message uses dynamic tags like customer name, services, quote total, so it's unique and it feels personal to the customer. The standalone equivalent is something like Active Campaign at $200 plus per month. QuoteIQ includes this natively. So for mass messaging, QuoteIQ has a mass text and email blast feature. You send targeted text or email campaigns to your entire customer list or segments of your customer list using tags, seasonal promos, slow week fill-ups, new service announcements. A standalone tool is something like Simple Texting, runs at about $100 plus per month. QuoteIQ includes this natively. QuoteIQ also includes a full client portal, a branded self-service portal where your customers can view their estimates, invoices, and their appointments, submit service requests, get a quote, and leave a review without needing to call or text you at all. It's available on every QuoteIQ plan. But that will cover the core features of QuoteIQ. But features only matter if the software can actually keep up as your business grows. So let's go into category number 2, which is scalability. Scalability is where most field service management softwares start to fall apart. The CRM works fine when it's just you, but the second you hire employees, the second your team grows, one or two things happens. Either the tools you need are missing, or the cost jumps so much that growing your business actually penalizes you in software fees. QuoteIQ was built with growth in mind, and how it handles scaling is one of the biggest reasons I would recommend QuoteIQ is the best CRM for contractors who are actually planning to build something. Let's start with their Employee Hub feature, which is QuoteIQ's full employee management system. First up inside of Employee Hub, you get GPS live tracking. You see exactly where every single team member is in real time on a map. When they clock in, their location is verified. You can watch their movement throughout the day. This gives you accountability and the ability to give customers accurate arrival times. They also have time tracking built into Employee Hub. Employees clock in from their phone, take breaks, clock out, and everything is automatically logged and ready for payroll. So no more guessing, no more inflated hours, no more spreadsheets. It's all built in. QuoteIQ automatically calculates your labor costs too. So you set each employee's hourly rate in their profile, and as they log time, QuoteIQ calculates exactly what you're paying. Per job, per employee, per day. You can create crews, so instead of assigning 5 individuals to a job, you can group them together and assign them as a crew. They also have role-based permissions, so you can choose exactly what each user of QuoteIQ actually is able to access within the software. So if you have a field tech or somebody that you don't want seeing financials, you can just turn that permission off. And team messaging is also built into QuoteIQ's Employee Hub. You have one-on-one chats, crew messages, company-wide announcements, so there's no more WhatsApp groups or personal numbers for work communication. Everything for your employees lives in one place inside of QuoteIQ. But the standalone equivalent for employee management is something like Homebase, which runs at about $39 a month, but it doesn't connect to your CRM. Your jobs, financials, and scheduling are all separate. In QuoteIQ, it's all connected. Next one up is job costing. So when you open a job, there is a profit margin bar showing you exactly where you stand. The total price the customer paid, minus any expenses that you've logged in QuoteIQ, equals your actual profit and your profit margin percentage. So without this, you're guessing which jobs make money and which ones lose money. Maybe your smaller residential jobs run at 70% margins, while your bigger jobs barely break even. Job costing tells you the truth, so you can adjust your pricing and stop doing work that isn't profitable. Then there's inventory management. If your business carries materials, parts, or equipment, QuoteIQ tracks everything across multiple locations like your warehouse, trucks, your job sites. You build a product database inside of QuoteIQ with cost, price, margin visibility. You manage suppliers, create purchase orders, and track transactions all inside QuoteIQ. And now in the latest update, when jobs are completed, inventory is automatically deducted. You don't need to manually update stock anymore. You get low stock alerts, multi-location transfers, and a full audit trail. A standalone inventory tool like Sortly runs at about $149 a month. QuoteIQ includes it natively. QuoteIQ also has visual sales pipelines for tracking leads and deals. You create stages, new lead, quote sent, negotiating, won, lost, and drag deals through it as they progress. Each stage has a probability percentage that calculates a weighted pipeline value for realistic revenue forecasting. You can attach customers and estimates to deals, you can assign them to team members, and view everything in a Kanban board. For businesses with longer sales cycle or larger commercial work, this one is essential. And here's something that really sets QuoteIQ apart as the all-in-one CRM for home service businesses. Most competitors charge per user fees as your team grows. On the other platforms, every user beyond your plan's cap costs you $29 to $35 per month. A 20-person team can be paying hundreds of extra dollars per month just in their user fees on top of their subscription. QuoteIQ's top tier includes unlimited users with no per user charges. So if your team grows, your CRM cost doesn't grow with it. That's how it should work. But that is scalability. Now let's get into what I think would be the most important section of this entire video, and that is bucket number 3, AI tools. If you're running a home service business in 2026 and your CRM doesn't have any AI built into it, you are already behind your competition. And trust me, I promise, this is not a gimmick. AI is the difference between spending 80 hours a week and doing everything manually and having a system that handles the repetitive stuff so you can focus on what actually matters in running your business. And QuoteIQ has the most comprehensive set of AI tools in any CRM for contractors. None of these are add-ons or separate subscriptions. They're built into the software and they're included in your plan. So let's start with the big one. This is AI Autopilot. This is like having ChatGPT, but it's directly connected to your business and its data. It has 35 plus integrated tools, and you can control your entire CRM through natural languages, just like talking or texting a real person. Here's a real scenario. It is a Tuesday morning, you check the weather, a massive storm rolls in. Your entire day just got rained out. So normally you'd spend 2 hours calling every single customer, rescheduling every single job, updating your calendar, texting your employees, all that fun jazz. With AI Autopilot, you say, reschedule all of today's jobs to Friday and send every customer a text letting them know, and alert my employees too. Done. 30 seconds. You can create customers, estimates, and invoices just by talking to it. You could say something like, create an estimate for John Smith at 123 Main Street for a full exterior house wash and a gutter clean. It can build it while you're walking the property. You can do things like mass invoicing. So say, invoice all completed jobs from this week and send a payment reminder to each customer. One prompt and everyone gets handled. Now that's just easy. But here's where it gets really powerful for your marketing. You can say, pull every customer that we've serviced over spring who hasn't booked yet this year and send them a text offering 10% off if they book before the end of the month. That is one sentence. The system knows your pricing, it knows your customers, and it knows your schedule. It's like having the world's most competent office manager who works around the clock in your pocket. They also have the AI estimator. It's one of the most impressive tools in any field service management software. You upload a photo of the property, you describe what the customer needs, you can type it or you can use your voice. The AI analyzes the images, the surface conditions, the scope of work, obstacles, access issues. Then it scans pricing data specific to your geographic location, not national averages, your actual market. It then generates a complete estimate based on your service catalog. It asks smart follow-up questions tailored to that job, and it also recommends upsell services. And it now includes cost previews so you can see the pricing breakdown before you send anything over to the customer. So for newer contractors who are still figuring out pricing or established businesses that want field techs quoting accurately without years of experience, this tool is a game changer. If you run an HVAC company and your tech is on site looking for a unit replacement, or you're a plumber scoping out a bathroom remodel, the AI estimator gives you a market accurate quote in minutes. It's the kind of AI-powered CRM feature that makes QuoteIQ the best field service management software for HVAC, the best CRM for plumbing, and honestly the best business management software for contractors across the board. The before and after AI image generator is wild. You upload a photo of the property as it looks now. If it's a stained driveway, a faded deck, a dirty siding, the AI generates a realistic preview of what it will look like after your service is complete. And this is an important thing to remember. Customers don't buy services, they buy transformations. They buy the result. And now you can show them what that result would look like before they pay or sign anything. I've talked to business owners whose close rates have jumped significantly after they started using this and including these images on their estimates. If you're standing in a customer's driveway, their concrete looks terrible, you can just take a photo, generate the preview, show it to them and say, this is what I can do. That customer will say yes 10 times out of 10. The AI text generator handles your written communication, follow-up texts, payment reminders, customer responses, email content, even talking to your employees. It generates professional messages right inside of your messaging system. You can review it, tweak it if you want, and hit send. It saves tons of time and makes everything you send look polished. Now let's go into the AI virtual call team, and I'm gonna paint you a picture here. It's 7 p.m. You just sat down for dinner and your phone rings. It's a potential customer. You can either answer the call, get the job, but ruin dinner and let down your family, or you can let it go to voicemail and hope that they don't call one of your competitors. With QuoteIQ's virtual call team, that call gets answered immediately by an AI receptionist that sounds natural, and it doesn't sound like an AI at all. It greets the caller, it qualifies the lead, it captures their information, and it can even create quotes and schedule appointments. That is crazy powerful by an AI call team. But here's what makes QuoteIQ's different from any other AI receptionist. QuoteIQ's virtual call team also handles outbound calls, so you can set up campaigns to call hundreds of past customers automatically. Spring specials, review requests, re-engagement. If you tried doing that manually, it would take you days. So the AI features run on IQ credits. This is QuoteIQ's credit system. Every plan includes a monthly allocation, credits reset each billing cycle, and you can purchase more if you need them. The key thing is that the AI is not an add-on though. It's not a separate subscription, it's included in every QuoteIQ plan from the very first tier up. That's what makes QuoteIQ stand out from its competitors for AI. And finally, the AI website builder creates professional, mobile-friendly, SEO-optimized websites for your business automatically. Not a generic template, it's a customized site connected to your booking and quoting system so your customers can take action when they land on your page. But that is AI. And that's what brings us to the section that everyone wants to hear about, bucket number 4, which is value. Let's talk about value. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently than most of the other comparison videos. I'm not gonna sit here and read off QuoteIQ's pricing because pricing can change, and I want this video to be accurate and useful no matter when you're watching it. If you wanna see QuoteIQ's current pricing, go to their pricing page. I'll link it down in the description below. What I'm gonna do here is the real cost of not using an all-in-one CRM for your home service business. So here's the fundamental problem with most field service management softwares. They advertise a monthly subscription price, and that number looks reasonable. But then you start actually running your business and you realize that half the features you needed are either missing or entirely locked behind integrations and add-ons that cost way more than you thought they would. The subscriptions is just the entry fee. The real cost comes after that. So let's do this. I'm gonna go through every feature that QuoteIQ includes natively, built right into the software, that on any other CRM platform, you would need a separate paid tool or integration to get. And we're gonna add up what all those separate tools actually cost. So first is job documentation. If your CRM doesn't have built-in photo and video documentation, and most don't, you're integrating with Company Cam. Company Cam costs roughly $99 to $300 per month, depending on your team size. And let's call it $149 for a mid-sized team. QuoteIQ Cam is included. Customer self-quoting and self-scheduling. If your CRM doesn't include this built in, and right now QuoteIQ is the only major CRM that does, you're buying Responsibid. That's over an $800 setup fee plus the $200 plus monthly subscription bill. We're gonna set the setup fee aside and just count the $229 monthly, but just know there is an $800 setup fee with Responsibid. InstaQuote and InstaSchedule are included in QuoteIQ. Let's go on to the dedicated business phone system. If your CRM doesn't include calling and texting, and most don't, you're buying OpenPhone or something similar to it. That one's around $165 per month for 5 users. QuoteIQ's Client Hub is included. Then you have email and text automation. If your CRM doesn't include automation campaigns or includes them on the most expensive expensive tier, you're looking at something like Active Campaign at $284 per month. QuoteIQ includes automation campaigns natively. Let's go on to mass text and email blast. A standalone mass messaging tool like Simple Texting runs for over $100 per month. QuoteIQ's mass text and email blast feature is included. Now, e-signatures. If your CRM doesn't include electronic signatures, you're using DocuSign at about $200 per month. QuoteIQ includes e-signatures. Automated review request. Nice Job runs at about $75 per month. QuoteIQ's review multiplier is included. Let's go on to the AI receptionist and call answering. A service like Jill's Office is about $150 per month plus $2.50 per minute. 100 minutes of calls, you're at about $400 per month. QuoteIQ's AI virtual call team is included and runs on credits that come with your plan. Now, route optimization. A standalone tool like Route4Me runs at about $300 per month for a team of 5. QuoteIQ includes route optimization. Now, inventory management. Shortly runs at about $149 per month. QuoteIQ includes inventory management. Now, let's say you need a professionally SEO optimized website. Having a website built and maintained by a service like Footbridge Media runs at about $249 per month. QuoteIQ has the AI website builder. And there's also the lead capture form. Typeform runs at about $29 per month, plus you need Zapier or some integration to get those leads into your CRM. QuoteIQ has a built-in contact form. And it also has the InstaQuote and InstaSchedules, but those are two different features. So yes, QuoteIQ does have a standard contact form, and they also have their InstaQuote and InstaSchedule, self-servicing contact forms. But if you were to add all of that up, that's approximately $2,357 per month in integrations and add-on tools. And remember, that's on top of whatever CRM subscription you're already paying for. So take whatever you're paying for Jobber, Housecall Pro, Service Titan, Markate, or any other platform, and then add $2,357 to that number. That is your true monthly cost to get the same functionality that QuoteIQ includes in one subscription. So just looking at this chart, the difference between an all-in-one CRM for home service businesses and a CRM that looks complete until you realize half of what you need is sold separately. And that's not counting the setup time for 12 different platforms, the 12 different logins you're managing, the 12 different support teams when something breaks, and the integration headaches trying to get all these tools to actually talk to each other. Because most of the time, they don't talk to each other. Your data lives in 12 different places, nothing connects, your jobs don't flow into your invoices, which don't flow into your payments, which doesn't flow into your automations. It's a mess. QuoteIQ includes all of that functionality under one roof. One login, one subscription, one support team. Your data connects end to end, estimates to invoices, to payments, to automations, to reviews, to analytics. That's how business management softwares for contractors should work. And here's the other thing. Most CRM platforms punish you financially as your business grows. They charge per user fees that add $29 to $35 per month for every team member beyond your plan's included cap. A growing team of 15, 20 people can be paying hundreds in extra user fees every single month. QuoteIQ doesn't do that to you. No per user fees, no add-on tax, no integration tax. What you pay is what you get. So if you want to learn more about QuoteIQ's pricing, go to myquoteiq.com/pricing and compare it for yourself. I'm confident that you'll see why QuoteIQ is the best value in field service management software available right now. All right, but that is value. Let's go on to the last bucket that we're going to talk about here, which is support. I want to cover what makes QuoteIQ different at a fundamental level, because features and pricing matter, but so does who built the software, why they built it, and how they treat their customers. For support, QuoteIQ has a full help center with how-to articles, guides, and video tutorials that walk you through every feature step by step. They do live demo calls where you can see the app in action with a real team member. They publish tutorial content on YouTube. They have an email, text, and 24/7 live support with a response time of under 15 minutes. And this isn't support that's only available on the most expensive plan. It's available on every single QuoteIQ plan. But what really makes QuoteIQ different starts with who built it. QuoteIQ is built by real service contractors, people who have actually run service businesses. They actually used Jobber, they used Housecall Pro, they used Service Titan, and they saw what was missing in those platforms, what was overpriced, and what was unnecessarily complicated. And then they built the CRM they wished existed when they were in the field. This isn't a VC-funded tech company that raised $200 million and is now trying to guess what the contractors want. QuoteIQ is built from the field up by people who know what it's like to be on the job site at 6 in the morning trying to send a quote from from your phone while the customer is standing right there waiting for a number. One of my favorite things about QuoteIQ is this. There is a feature inside of QuoteIQ called Request a Feature. You can literally submit a feature idea and others can vote on it, and you can track the progress as it gets developed and built. Name me another CRM that does that. I feel like this tells you everything about the company's philosophy. They're building what contractors actually ask for, not what some product team in Silicon Valley thinks you might want. The pricing philosophy is also pretty different. QuoteIQ doesn't have per user pricing. They don't nickel and dime you with add-ons. They don't require expensive third-party integrations for basic functionality. And they have grandfathered pricing policy. If you're on a plan and prices go up later, you keep that original rate. That is almost unheard of in the software industry. Most companies raise prices and force everyone onto the new tiers. QuoteIQ respects their existing users enough to let them keep what they signed up for. That is something you will not find in any other FSM softwares. Now, let me be fair for a second. The competitors do have some things going for them. Jobber has a large integration marketplace, so if your business specifically needs to connect with a bunch of third-party tools that you're willing to pay more for, Jobber gives you that integration option. But the trade-off is cost. Every integration you add is another monthly bill, another login, and another thing that can break. Housecall Pro has consumer financing through Wisetack, which is useful for higher ticket jobs where customers want to pay in installments. That is a legitimate advantage if financing is critical to your sales process, and both Jobber and Housecall Pro have been around for over a decade. Their names have been in the industry for a very long time, and that brand recognition counts for some. But here's how I see it. Those platforms, they have massive marketing budgets. They spend millions every single year just to get their names in front of you. You've seen their ads, you've seen their sponsorships, you know their names. QuoteIQ doesn't waste their budget on marketing to acquire new customers. They put that money into building and improving their actual product. New features, better AI tools, a smoother experience for contractors who are already using it. And I think that says something about where their priorities are. So if you're watching this and thinking, I've never heard of QuoteIQ before, that's exactly why. They grow through word of mouth. Contractors tell other contractors about it. That's how I found out about it, and honestly, that's a better signal than a Super Bowl ad. Now, I also want to be straight about who QuoteIQ might not be for. If you're running a massive enterprise operation with 200 plus employees, multiple franchises, and you need Service Titan level complexity with dedicated account managers and enterprise contracts, QuoteIQ is probably not the platform for you right now. But if you're a home service business with anywhere from 1 to 50 employees, solo operators, small crews, growing teams across any trade, whether that be pressure washing, lawn care, HVAC, plumbing, painting, electrical, tree care, or any of the 100 plus industries that QuoteIQ supports, this was built specifically for you. QuoteIQ has a 4.7 star rating across the App Store and Google Play with over 4,000 verified reviews. That's not a curated testimonial page on their website. That is thousands of real users rating the app in the real app stores. So for a CRM competing against platforms that have been around for over a decade with hundreds of million in VC funding, that rating says something. And if you're currently on another platform or worried about switching, QuoteIQ has an AI smart import tool. You can export your CSV from Jobber, Housecall Pro, Service Titan, or whatever CRM you're using and upload it straight into QuoteIQ, and then the AI automatically maps your data and imports it in for you. Switching takes minutes, not hours. But before we wrap this whole thing up, let me quickly answer the most common questions I get about QuoteIQ. If any of these are questions that you had while watching this video, here you go. What is QuoteIQ? QuoteIQ is an all-in-one field service management CRM built by contractors for contractors. It handles estimates, invoices, scheduling, payments, customer communication, employee management, job documentation, and it includes AI-powered tools all in one app. It works on iOS, Android, and the web, and it serves over 100 home service industries. Who is QuoteIQ for? QuoteIQ is built for small to medium-sized home service businesses with 1 to 50 employees. It works for over 100 industries in the home service space. If you send estimates, schedule jobs, and invoice customers, QuoteIQ is built for you. Does QuoteIQ work on iPhone and Android? Yes, QuoteIQ has a full native app on both iOS and Android, plus a web app you can access from any computer or tablet. Does QuoteIQ integrate with QuickBooks? Yes, QuoteIQ syncs invoices and payments automatically with QuickBooks Online. Can I import my data from Jobber or Housecall Pro into QuoteIQ? Yes, QuoteIQ has an AI smart import tool that lets you upload a CSV export from Jobber, Housecall Pro, Service Titan, whatever CRM, and it automatically maps in your data. Does QuoteIQ have a free trial? Yes, QuoteIQ offers a 14-day free trial with full access to whichever plans you choose. So when you add it all up, the core features, the scalability, the AI tools, the value, and the support, this is why I think QuoteIQ is the best CRM for contractors in 2026. It's the best jobber alternative. It's the best House Call Pro alternative. It is the best all-in-one field service management software on the market for home service businesses. Every feature that I covered in this video, the estimating, the invoicing, the scheduling, customer self-quoting and self-scheduling, the job documentation, the review automation, business phones, employee management, and the AI tools, the inventory, the route optimization, all of it is included in QuoteIQ. There's no add-ons, there's no integrations, there's no per user fees, one platform built by contractors for contractors. If you want to try QuoteIQ for yourself, there is a 14-day free trial. I've linked it down in the description and the comment section, so go check that out and explore the features, see the pricing, and just play with it yourself. I think that you'll understand why so many home service businesses are making the switch to QuoteIQ. If you're already using Jobber or House Call Pro and you're seriously considering switching, I've done full dedicated comparison videos that break down the exact differences feature by feature. I will link those down below as well. And if this video helped you out at all, drop a like, subscribe to Service Business Academy if you want more content like this. I try to make videos that help home service business owners like you make better decisions, save money, and run a more efficient operation. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out QuoteIQ, and I will see you in the next video.